Welcome to another episode of Traffic Island. I'm your host, Linda Roy. You see their names on the memorial signs along the highway, at overpasses, bridges, and traffic islands, the brave veterans who sacrificed their lives for our country. Follow me as we profile the veterans behind the names you see on the signs. Let's not forget them. Private Edward J. Almeida was New Bedford's first Vietnam War casualty. He was killed on July 8, 1965, northeast of Saigon. Private Almeida had only been in the Army for 10 months. Born on March 19, 1947, Edward Almeida was the son of Rosa J. and Joseph C. Almeida. He had two brothers, Mark and Luke, and a sister Sheila. He went to school at the former Thomas A. Green School and Roosevelt Junior High School. Private Almeida enlisted in the Army in 1964 and was a paratrooper with the 173rd Airborne Brigade, 1st Battalion, 503rd Infantry, B Company. Private Almeida was deployed to Vietnam in May 1965. He was a private, and his occupation was light weapons infantry. Back home, the Montreal Canadiens beat the Chicago Blackhawks 4-0 in Game 7 to take the Stanley Cup 4-3. The Rolling Stones recorded Satisfaction, and the Beatles' Ticket to Ride single hit number 1. On July 8, 1965, the Vietnam War came to a tragic end for the Almeida family. It was that day Private Almeida was on a search mission near a Viet Cong staging area northeast of Saigon. He was shot and killed by small arms fire. Mrs. Rosa Almeida was notified by telegram of her son's death. Solemn military funeral services were held in Our Lady of Assumption Church in New Bedford, where the Reverend Raymond Mahoney officiated at a solemn high requiem mass. An honor guard and honorary pallbearers from Fort Devens were present. Following the service, a motorcade with an escort from the New Bedford Police Department and members of the armed services guarding the flag-draped casket proceeded to St. John's Cemetery on Allen Street in New Bedford for Private Almeida's interment. At the cemetery, Father Mahoney gave a blessing. A 3-gun salute was fired, and the flag was removed from the casket and presented to Private Almeida's mother. Private Almeida's father, Joseph Almeida, was given the Purple Heart Medal awarded to his son posthumously on September 24, 1965. 2 medals from the government of the Republic of Vietnam were also awarded to his son. The Military Merit Medal and the Gallantry Cross with Palm was accepted by Private Almeida's father in ceremonies at Fort Rodman on April 13, 1966. In 1967, then State Representatives Edward P. Corey and George Rogers filed a bill to name the I-195 overpass at Route 18, which was Ashley Boulevard back then, as the private first-class Edward J. Almeida Bridge. The effort to establish the memorial sign was launched by the Cape Verdean American Veterans Association. The bill was approved, however, due to federal regulations, the sign couldn't be placed on the interstate highway system. So it was suggested to place the sign on Route 18 at the approach to the bridge. It was under a blistering hot sun on July 15, 1968. Family members, city and military officials, and about 200 spectators gathered under the I-195 overpass at Route 18 for Private Almeida's sign dedication ceremony. Joseph Viega, commander of the Cape Verdean American Veterans Association, asking the crowd not to applaud, said, "Today we are honoring the memory of one who gave that which none of us here has had to give, his life." Mayor Edward F. Harrington spoke of the time of turmoil in the world and in this country and implored all Americans to work together for the American dream of freedom so that Almeida's sacrifice shall not go unrecognized. Prior to the sign unveiling, a parade in Almeida's honor made its way from Pearl Street to the bridge. Various marching units from VFW's Drum and Bugle Corps, Cape Verdean social and community clubs assembled for the parade. Edward Livramento served as the parade marshal. The sign proclamation reads as follows: An act designating a certain bridge on Route 195 and located in the city of New Bedford as the private first-class Edward J. Almeida Bridge, being enacted by the State and House of Representatives in General Court assembled, and by the authority of the same as follows. The bridge on Route 195 over Ashley Boulevard between Weld Square and Coggeshall Street in the city of New Bedford shall be known and designated as the private first-class Edward J. Almeida Bridge in memory of Edward J. Almeida, the first New Bedford man to be killed while in Vietnam as a member of the Armed Forces of the United States. A suitable marker bearing such designation shall be attached thereto by the Department of Public Works. There is a remembrance posted in an online newsletter. Marty Murphy writes, I was stationed at Fort Polk, Louisiana, after recovering from wounds suffered in Pleiku in the summer of 1965, when I was assigned escort duty to accompany the body of Edward from Delaware to Boston. I remember the honor of it and standing guard at the funeral parlor. I'll never forget the night before the funeral when his family said goodbye before the casket was closed. It still hurts. Welcome home, Edward. Marty Murphy. Private Almeida is honored on the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. You will see his name on panel 2E, row 31. Private Edward J. Almeida, born March 19, 1947, died July 8, 1965. He was 18 years old. Private Edward J. Almeida, thank you for your service.